We back.
I'm Calvin. This guy right here is Garland.
We back, y'all.
And yes, we are back. We know you missed us. We know you all missed us.
We back.
And we are back. We're back here to talk about Black Mafia Family, BMF on Stars, that comes on every Friday. I don't even know what time it comes on because I catch it on demand. So it could come
Right.
on. It could come on at it probably come on at midnight on demand. It could come on at 9, but I don't know. I just catch it on demand. But it comes on Friday nights on the Stars channel, or if you bootleg it, however you bootleg it, if you fire stick it, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to say thank you. And me and my homeboy are back for the 23. We put out our sports podcast, but that was just our voice. Now you get to see the faces and the gray beard. What's going on, Garland? How you doing, sir?
Bro, don't snitch. Don't give out everything now. We can't come out snitching about, how you get to BMF. But, to use the line from another show, The Wire, my man Stringer said, tell him we back up. Go out to the corners and tell him we back up. We back up, y'all.
Hey, on the podcast, Garland played a mix that had a little bit of the Eric B in it. Been a long time.
It was Rakim.
Well, that's Eric B is on the beat though, man.
No, that was his solo album, the 18th.
Oh, that was?
Yeah, they had broke up by then.
For real? See, I don't even know hip hop like that. You know what I mean? I know EPMD though.
It's been a long time. Yeah, he knows some EPMD, y'all, and he knows 80 Yacht Rock. So.
Oh yeah. I can kill you with that white boy stuff. You know.
Oh
what
my
I mean?
God!
Hey man, it just feels good to be back, man. It just feels good to be back. You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah, so 2023, we both a year older, a year wiser. We, like we said on our sports podcast, if you haven't heard that, we want to make this thing bigger. We appreciate everyone's support. We hope you support us more. Bring your friends. We just
bring your mother.
Listen, unless she too old to understand, because
sometimes
your mothers be like, what is they talking about?
Right.
Like,
why he had to do that?
Because if you are age, that means your mom's is old. My mom is 80, and I know she ain't trying to get on here. She'd be doing like this with it. I can't quite see him.
But then again, my mother, she might like Lamar and Meech. She probably be a Lamar fan. You can't stop the rain.
Whoa, but he got a new song now. You know what? I'll save it for the discussion. But yeah, man, Meech and Terry back. If you're from Baltimore, it's Terry. If you're from anywhere else, it's Terry. But if you're from Baltimore, it's Terry. So Meech and Terry are back. BMF is back, going strong. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it, God.
Yeah, let's do it. And for my Detroit people, what up, though? And so this season, we are watching the official beginnings, Calvin, of the Black Mafia family. Now, last year, Meech, he tried to come out like, yo, we the Black Mafia family. And Terry was like, what's that stand for? Well, this time we're seeing the actual beginnings of BMF. And so in the strategic move, Meech, he's able to form a partnership or relationship with K9. I wonder if this is true. I'm going to do some research. K9, Detroit's lone drug dealer with connections to the Colombians, and used a new supply of drugs that comes with it to convince the 12th Street Boys and the 50 Boys to set aside their differences and to unite as the Black Mafia family. And so Meech, he's still out here getting that money. Meech is a hustler. So Meech is going to make that money. He out here making these moves. As a matter of fact, in that first episode, we see them in, different stages of life and stuff, and, what got them sent to prison and what have you. So Meech, he makes these moves with the help of B.I.G. Now, rather than Terry, as the Flannery boys, they're still at odds over season 1 disagreements. And Terry decided he's going to exit the drug game and start a car ride service with his father, Charles. We're going to talk about irritating Charles in a minute. But that hasn't gotten off to the smoothest start. And elsewhere, B.I.G., he's still under the highly watchful eye of Detective Bryant, who is blackmailing him for information on Meech that will lead to his arrest. And so what do you think about that first episode? We see kind of like the beginnings of it. B. Mickey, he kind of still he lost his little girlfriend and stuff. He had to kill her. She had pretty eyes and whatnot, but she was Lamar's little niece and whatnot, so he had to kill her. They pretty much got out of it, but Terry, he decides I'm going to go ahead and start this car service with my dad, and I don't want to do all this other stuff. So what you think about Meech so far, his moves?
Well, so this is starting off. It seems to be from Terry's perspective. And if
Right.
you see it at the beginning, Terry has gained some weight, and
Terry, right.
that's his
His
character.
eyes still lazy though.
I was just about to say, I actually saw on Twitter, I actually saw the real Terry. His mom has their mom has a Twitter or Instagram account. I can't remember which one, but she showed some pictures of celebrating Terry's birthday, which was not too long ago. And Terry is a big dude now. He tall, he
Well,
big.
when you in feds, you better be big. He better be pushing. I know he being meth, but he better be pushing them weights off of him because
Big dude.
he don't want to get the.
Terry told me, but Terry told Meech, I want to go ahead and start the car. I want to drive the car service with my daddy. I want my daddy's car service. I mean, it's all noble and shit, but Meek running around flexing. Meek is
Right.
like, what you make $50 a day?
Right.
Even I was like, damn, that's gas. But I guess they created the first Lyft back then and there, first Uber service.
The first Uber.
Yeah, and they was driving a big ass car.
Black people, we've been Ubering. That's what the hack was at the supermarket.
The hack.
They used to give your grandmother. We was already Ubering. And so I will tell you a wild story. I used to run an after school program, and I had a girl that came to the after school program, and one day she got left. Or her mother, she didn't get left, but her mother didn't come pick her up. And so we're calling the mom like, is somebody going to come pick her up? And there was a neighborhood hack. I'm trying to remember his name, Mr. Clifton. Mr.
I was about to say it's Mr. Somebody.
Yeah, it's Mr. Somebody. Yo, they called him and he showed right on up and took her home, yo. And yeah, so the neighbor, Mr. Houston. As a matter of fact, I was telling one of my boys that grew up in the neighborhood, he's like, Mr. Houston's still hacking. I was like, yo, Mr. Houston was hacking when you was a little boy? He was like, yeah, yo, that's the neighborhood hack. So, Terry, he's starting the first Uber, him and Charles. And Charles is a mess. We're going to talk about Charles a little bit more in a minute. Charles trying to get some booty early in the morning, but if you can't pay no bills, I realize you can't get no skins. If the bills is late, they don't get wet. They don't get wet if the bills is late.
Listen, back when we were in our early to mid 20s, if you would ask an older woman, so what's going on, they'd be like the rent, because ain't nothing going on but the rent. So, and that holds true, and that was back then, and it still holds true. Like if you can't get no loving if you can't fund that loving. You got to have some funds to have some fun.
Bro.
I mean, you gotta have something. You can't. They don't want to be laying. Well, I want to say they don't want to be laying around with no broke dude, but there's many broken families out here with these women that had kids by broke dudes, and vice versa. So there's plenty of them around there. But back to Meech and Terry, yeah, man. They and then Terry got his well, he didn't get his mom got his little girlfriend to come back, and they a little family right now.
Yeah, but he's trying to hit
everything.
He's trying to hit Lala, so he trying to hit. And so she done gone from the shy, from selling weed burgers to now she up on being I guess Carmelo's checks ain't as tight as they need to be for that child support or whatever, because she definitely out here hustling she's definitely in the thotty role. I think that when they write a character, they like, we need a light-skinned thought with light eyes. Yo, call Lala Anthony and see if she'll do this.
I'm telling you, this might be the part for her. Her on the shy, her as the
Yeah,
friend in has the friend in the Steve Harvey movie, Think Like a Man, when she was
yeah,
the friend there. That worked out pretty well. This might be the part for her. I mean, she kind of knotting it up, but it's kind of her style, She, Lala back in the MTV days, she got on the gazelles and everything. I think,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm wait. Lala ignored him. Yeah. I'm gonna wait and see before I judge Lala because I'm not a Lala hater. But even in Power, until she started getting the lead role in Power, when she was just Tasha's friend, Lala did well. I wasn't mad at it. It's just when they give her more than 3 lines, that's when shit starts going south for her.
Somebody said basically she's playing herself, and that's true. And so I think when someone writes a character, they say, "Who is this person like?" And they go, "Lala Anthony," and it's like, let's just go get her. We don't need to get an actress like a classically trained actress to play Lala. We could just get Lala to play herself. And so she's thicker than oatmeal, but yeah, man, she definitely she
This
thick.
guy.
She thick as yo. Put a couple of them instant oatmeal packs together, boy.
Let me let me let me start. See, for the 23, I'm gonna start acting like racist act. I don't see size.
You're a seaside.
I don't see size. I don't see
I
size.
see
everybody
it.
everybody's the same size to me. I don't see size.
Y'all, come on now. Anyway, and so let's talk a little bit about B Mickey. Now, this the thing about B Mickey. I, how you gonna let this dude Bryant run you? I mean, obviously he's on the payroll and all that stuff. I mean, you could come back at him and say like, "You a dirty cop. We know we used to pay you off," but he all scared. He coming in the basement and Brian sitting on the bed where him and old girl used to sleep and what have you. And so he just like, although the reason why they got the trouble is because he killed old boy in season 1 and they threw him in
Mhm.
the river. And so, what you think about this B Mickey?
So it's giving me a whole lot of power vibes,
Yeah,
a whole lot of Kanan and his daddy vibes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just I don't know. Steve Harris, although Steve Harris is an
right.
intimidating figure, so
He is
he's
with them lips.
actually, yeah, he's playing that. Look
Look,
here, Nick,
look
you
here,
gonna
little
tell
knuckle.
me?
You gonna tell
You
me when
gonna
they doing the
tell
thing,
me?
little nickel.
You gonna tell? Whoa,
Watch.
whoa, 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 whoa! Put it down. Put it down. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'll see how it plays out because he's
Yeah,
clearly a dirty cop. But he's a dirty cop that went south with Meech because they were kind of working together. But now he's trying to bring Meech down. So it's kind of like, what are you going for here? You going for some position, some rank? Now he got his new Asian partner, and she out there kicking dudes
right.
asses and shit, like, crouching tiger, hidden dragon ass and
Right.
shit. Out there.
Like, is she flying off the roofs or something? What's going on?
Like, what the hell?
Ma'am.
She fight better than him.
Do you have the green tiger in the trunk or something? You gonna pull out this blade and stuff? Stop beating
I
people up.
mean, she,
Y'all gotta watch. If you don't know what the green tiger is, watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You'll see what we're talking about. Flying off the roofs. Now, season 1 concluded under the assumption that Lamar had been killed in a shootout with Meech. However, it seems it was all too good to be true. True to our instincts, we see Lamar actually laying in a hospital bed on a life support. Brian and another officer secretly have Lamar on hospital supervision under a fake name in hopes that he wakes up to share details about who shot him. To me, this had to be the most unbelievable part of the premiere episode. I don't know too many people that get shot. Well, let me slow down.
well, this was
I,
episode 2. This was
all right, this
episode 2.
episode,
Yeah.
episode. Let me slow down. I don't know too many. I don't know people that got shot. I can't say I
I,
outside
I
of
got,
Calvin.
yeah, I
Outside
got
of
shot.
Calvin, that's the only person that I know got shot. Outside of you, brother, I don't know too many people. You're still here. I talk about people that got shot in the stomach. Did you get shot in the stomach?
I did not.
Yeah, you
I
got
did
shot in the
not.
shoulder, right?
And right here in the little forearm,
Yeah, yeah,
right here,
yeah.
right
Like,
here.
what you thought you was like Mighty Isis trying to block a bullet when you we'll talk about that later. If you want to know about Calvin's story about getting shot, he has a podcast about it where he tells the whole story. And so you can tune in on that. We give you the link to that. But yeah, come on, man. He got shot in the stuff. He landed and they found him and they kept him like, what is he? Like he was on cryo or something? He's on ice?
I just okay. So okay. So this is definitely giving Shy vibes because shit be
Yes.
unbelievable. But I am going to say at the beginning of every episode, there is a disclaimer that says this follows the life of BMF, and some of it might be fictional, but some of this shit might have really happened. So it literally tells you that at the beginning. So we don't know. Maybe Lamar, plus, come on. Come on. Lamar had the great the singing episode, and he got the song. We can't let Lamar go. We need Lamar to come back. I'm
Sing his new
sorry.
song.
I'm
Sing his new
I'm
song.
I'm sorry. We need Lamar to come back was really a shot at Steve Bisciotti and the Ravens. We need Lamar to come back. That's all I'm
Lamar,
saying.
yeah, Lamar ain't
If
dead,
you
and
gotta
our
put
Lamar ain't dead either.
if you got to put Lamar in the hospital and keep a watch over him until you give him his money, bring Lamar back. Okay, that's what. Let me get
Oh
off. Let me
God.
get off. I mean,
Yo.
Tyler Huntley is like 5'2", jumping like he the Falcon in the Avengers and reaching over to goal line and not even getting to the goal line, and then gonna be looking with the gap in his teeth like, oh, but no, you did not, sir. Why are you
You,
jumping anyway? You
you
are
know,
not Super Mario in there.
he's really the knockoff Lamar Jackson because he's got the braids, but he's got the gap in his teeth. He can't run fast. He can't throw the ball.
He
He's
is.
like
Oh my
Bizarro
god.
Lamar.
There's like great value brand in Walmart. He ain't even the great value Lamar. He like the $1.25 store Lamar.
It's like Mitzelplick took Tyler Huntley and put him in.
Mitzelplick.
You remember Mitzelplick? It's like Mitzelplick took Tyler Huntley and put him in Baltimore.
Listen, we ain't mean to ambush y'all with Ravens talk, but I felt
Right.
like this was the perfect opportunity to advocate for my man Lamar Jackson to
Oh,
play the
God.
game because we definitely would have won had Lamar played. We probably would have won if not Lamar, if Tyler would have kept himself low and not
Super
jumped up
Friends.
and
Somebody
reached
remembers Mitzelplick.
Mitzelplick. But anyway, I can't remember the song when he opened his eyes, but it seems to be a new song now. So I don't. Maybe they'll start playing that a little more. But no, I like Lamar. When
Should be
Lamar
why
got,
the F am I alive?
it should have been Guess Who's Bazak.
Right.
That's what it should have been. But yeah, man, I like Lamar. Actually, I really like the character. So when I saw him
Mm-hmm.
get killed, I was like, well, damn, who Meech
What
and
they
Terry
gonna
gonna
do?
fight
Right.
now? Yeah, who they gonna fight? Because they can't stand up to them drug dealers. And their crew infighting, and their crew
Right.
just look like
They
a
fighting
band of
all up in the record
misfits.
store.
Yeah. Look like a band of misfits and shit. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, and then Meech coming in, stop it. You niggas either want this money or you don't want this money. If you don't, get the fuck out now. But if you down with us, we BMF. Like what?
What does
he
BMF
like he
stand for?
yeah, like he Ray Lewis giving speeches and shit.
Yo,
Like,
he was giving a whole bunch of speeches in the premiere episode. He's giving a
yeah.
whole bunch of like he talking people up like, yo, look, this is how we gonna do it. We got K now. I was like, yo, is he gonna come out and start doing the Ray dance? Like, like grabbing crack balls and like
Balti-
rubbing them over his body.
Baltimore. My God, my God.
Detroit, what up, though?
I
Come
don't know
on,
how.
dude.
I don't know how everything seems to go back to the Ravens. Probably because they lost Sunday night and they should not have lost that game. And I'm still not over it yet. Like I'm so
Yeah. I mean, we need a villain, and so I guess that's why. I mean, and this is in the 50. I mean, who's the executive producer? 50 Cent. And
fitty.
so, we need a protagonist. We need a villain. We need an arch enemy, and the arch enemy to Meech and Terry is
We
Lamar.
need some unbelievable stuff in there.
Right.
Someone asked what happened to the Hispanic girl. So the dude K9 cut her lips off.
Right. Right.
Remember he was because she disrespected Meech when he was like, I think she was like, this is Meech, and she was like,
I
we
know
know each
him.
other.
We know each
He
other.
sells a lot of stuff. I just ain't buying it. And
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
he cut her lips
He's
off
like, you
as a
want?
gift to Meech. Yeah,
He's
as a
like,
gift to
here, you
Meech.
want these?
No, but hold on. Why K9 had a girl cutting his food and feeding him? And he was just, listen, I would. All right, well, I already know my wife ain't gonna do it,
Bro,
but if she would, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to,
bro, you don't
you
want
know.
that. She stab you right in your tongue or something. You did something wrong. It's gonna be like the color purple when Mister was having Miss Sealy, shave him out on the porch. It's time for my shave. Get out here. Yeah, all right. You gonna be talking about I'm hungry, and she gonna take that fork and be like, all of a sudden, your daughter's gonna be holding a knife like, Tina, please. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth it.
Listen, I'm just saying it looked like it was such he was king for the day. She was just cutting him and feeding him. I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, Paula ain't doing that either. I mean, I ain't even asking.
It's these modern women out here. You know what I mean? You know what? Make America great again. When the women, what James say? The kitchen and the bedroom, Florida. The kitchen and the bedroom.
He should have just told Florida the kitchen. She used to make that mean cream of wheat though. You could tell when they had their check because when they had their check, they had cream of wheat. But when they had their check and James was out there shooting pool to get the money, they had oatmeal that time.
Listen, this is going around, and it is very true. Florida is the biggest villain on Good Time. Florida is the
He
one
was
that
the
held
villain.
the Evans family back. Anytime they wanted to do something, nah, James, it just ain't right. All she had to do was say that she took Vita Bright every day, and she said, James, these are lies. I ain't never drank this thing before in my life. And Thelma told her, it's just a little white lie. And here go Florida. Thelma, when it comes to lies, I'm colorblind. Bitch, if you don't drink that Vita
Right.
Bright and get this $150 that we need, you know we struggling, right? you know,
Yo, she was Mad Dog wasn't the villain. It was
it was
Florida.
Florida Evans.
It was
She
Florida
ain't
Evans.
never.
It
James
wasn't
had a
Penny Mother. It was Florida.
James had a good job that he could take in Alaska, and she ain't want him to go because he would see entertainment. So what, Florida? So what? He out on the
Yeah.
pipeline in Alaska. And then where Carl at? She killed Carl.
She
Remember, she
killed Carl. She
married
went to
Carl,
Arizona with
went
Carl.
away, and he ain't never come back. She
Carl
came
ain't
back,
come
but
back.
he ain't never come back. You know, I hate that we keep going off on this.
He had lung cancer. I mean, anyway, all right. So second
Somebody
episode.
said the other villain is Lala's husband when he finds out. That's what reminded me that Florida is the villain.
Right. And so now for family business, we spend more time with the Flannery family. And despite Meech's and Terry's differences, we see that they had to spend more time around each other than they like because Lucille and Nicole, they're heading to Cleveland from Detroit and to visit Lucille's mother for her birthday. And there, Meech, he makes a move, of course, like a true hustler. He going to expand the drug business into Cleveland thanks to help from his younger cousin. That's how real, like, yo, you want to make some money? Don't tell Auntie, but I need you to move these bricks for me. Family. So meanwhile, back at home, Terry, he's set on learning and making new business decisions that will expand the car ride service. Now, in both of their cases, they run into issues with their parents that make their lives a lot more difficult than it needs to be. And so now let's start with Terry. Now, Terry, he's hooking up with Lala's character. I forget her name, but anyway, Marquisha Nisha,
Well, are they
and
hooking up or he just trying
he's
to? He
not
just
hooking up.
yeah, he
He's
just
trying to
trying to get with it. Yeah,
he's trying to
yeah.
get that oatmeal.
He's shooting his shot.
He's shooting his shot, and she's schooling him on business. She's like, "Look, you need to have some snacks, as he calls them, the good ass snacks. You need to have some snacks in the whip, and you need to concentrate on the airport. Do the service at the airport." But of course, hating ass Charles, man. This father, yo, from season 1 all the way up to now, I hate Charles. If there's a character that I don't like on BMF, it's him. He don't want to get no money. He want to act all self-righteous. And then he want to act like he have all the answers. Terry trying like, look, what? No, we just need to just pick up. That's a waste of money. We just need to pick up people we know. And Terry coming in with the nice fat wad. But if you listen to Charles, who's trying to get some booty, but he can't pay no bills. Yo, because have you noticed in the house, the drywall is still new. They ain't paint the drywall yet. That's how poor they are. But their son is a millionaire drug dealer. But they can't paint their walls in their house. And he wants some booty in the middle of the night. The devil is a liar. That's what I just heard somebody say that. The devil is a liar. He gonna want some booty in the middle of the night. He can't even paint the walls in his house. Man, what you think about Charles, bro?
So he was in this show some years ago where he was a police officer and it was about his family. And I used to call him
Russell Hornsby. He's a great actor.
Yeah, I used to call him Big Lip Cop because he just had these big ass soup. That's the definition of soup coolers. You remember back in the day when they'd be like, "You got some soup coolers on you."
Call that man Big Lip Cop.
Yeah, that's what I called him in the other show, Big Lip Cop. But no, man, I can't quite. He doesn't really resemble any man that I know. It's like. You're just so weird. You don't support your children. You barely support your wife. You remember when he told her, if Meech and them stay here, I'm moving out. Remember when he left? How he get back in the house? I don't even remember him coming back in the house.
He just showed up and was like, start sleeping on the porch.
Yeah, he probably.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. He's such a weird character, being so non-supportive. Now when I saw those pictures I was telling you about, the sister was there, the Terry's kid's mom was there, his kid was there, his daughter was there, but I didn't see any pictures of the father, so I don't know if he passed away or if they just completely, got him out of their lives, because he just seems to be a hindrance to. And he's the Florida Evans of the Flannery family. That's exactly who he is, the Florida Evans of the family. He's the one that messed up. Remember, he messed up the lawsuit bag.
Right.
He messed up the lawsuit bag last season.
Right. They like, well, my son, he better get, I want him to get this. And like, yo, shut up. But, I guess when you're not getting none, you got to resort to the X-rated magazines and stuff, Back in our day, magazines, I don't know about you, Calvin. I'm not going to have you, tell your business and whatnot. And I'm not going to tell too much of my business either. But, we used to keep them under the mattress, you had that older cousin or that uncle that had, Playboys, and if they was really risky, they had Hustlers. That was real smut back then. Now you can just, get it on your phone and what have you. And so, but, back in the day, people used to have sticky pages under the bed. And so, he got
that's so crazy. The only magazines I read growing up were Highlights, the little kids magazine.
The Highlights.
So I never even knew there were magazines. They were like the women were naked. They ain't had no clothes on.
Bro.
Wasn't that illegal? You know how I feel about illegal stuff. That's illegal.
It was not illegal. They were all adults. They
Yeah,
signed releases.
but you
Although they were
weren't.
playing, they were dressing like little girls in these photos.
But you weren't an adult. It's so illegal. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I mean,
You
either
should go.
I would steal them, or I would have someone buy them for me. Or if you had a core group of friends, you just all traded. It was like trading cards, like baseball cards. Like,
Oh my
yo,
god, you and your friends, me and my friends would never. We just read highlights, and then we started getting right on magazines, and then just magazines like that. We never saw anything like
bro, I remember when the 976 numbers first came out. This was the hotline numbers to call. Like, if you want a good time, call. And so they would say free in these are free calls. So yo, I'm just calling these numbers and stuff. My mama got that phone bill. What? She's like, what is Cherry Magazine? what what is what is Black Tail? So I guess Charles must have he been looking at them things, and his wife was like, well, he trying to call her out on her thing because she did the black thing. She opened up a credit card in her child's name. That's the blackest thing ever. That's the blackest thing ever.
that. Wait a minute.
I know so many juniors that had credit. They go to buy a house and also they're like, I ain't never had no credit card when I was 12.
Wait a minute. Let me give you a piece of financial advice. You should open credit in your kid's name. You just shouldn't use the credit. You should have some
Really?
credit in your kid's name. Yeah, it helps them establish credit. So, like a few of my cards, the cards that I don't use, all of my kids' names on them. They have their own card. I don't give
Oh,
them the
wow.
cards, but yeah, it helps establish credit for them. So when they go somewhere, they actually have a credit score and a credit rating because they have credit. Now, you don't use the card. If you use the card, you make sure you pay it off right away. But you don't use the card. You just want them to have credit established, a line of credit.
Oh, wow.
It's
Hey,
financial advice. I learned that from white people.
the more you know.
But don't use the card, y'all. See, that's where you get in trouble.
Black people ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, you open it, but you don't open it in your kid's name. You open it in your name, and you make the children the authorized users, which will give them their own card.
Nah,
But
doc.
you get the card. See, I get the card, and I keep the card with me. I don't get the kids the card. I mean, they
Nah, doc.
grown now, but
It's a whole bunch of juniors out here that got bad credit. Cause daddy did open a credit card in their name when they was 9, and he been charging up and ain't paying for it.
yeah, you can't do that. That's going to
Oh,
hurt them.
God.
You don't want to hurt them. You just want them to have a credit line, established credit. So when they do go out and buy cars and houses, they can look and say, oh, okay, I see you do have some credit, and it helps their score.
They go to get that loan. You go, Mama, did you open a credit card back in 1980? Because they said I had credit card in 1980, and I was only 12.
They said I checked my credit score
Right.
and I have debt written off. What does that mean?
Right.
What
What does
why
that mean?
what is
What?
debt
What?
written off? I ain't never write nothing on a debt.
Right. For real. I'm telling you. I ain't gonna share nobody's story because they might be watching, but trust me, people then found out like, oh my God, he didn't open up a credit card in my son's name.
And that's another thing. Tell your kids when you do it. I told my kids, like, I'm making you all
He
authorized.
was too young to understand.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. You can't. You gotta.
What the credit card, Daddy?
If they 2 years old, if when they say what's the social security number, you got to wait for the card to come in the mail. He's a little too young to be establishing credit.
What the social security number, Daddy?
And if BG&E come knocking at the door and they be like, yeah, I'd like to talk to Lil John Jr.
Bro, they didn't open up another account for the house in Junior name. I'm telling.
Got gas and electric. Now he going to get his apartment. He calling BGE to cut on gas and electric. They be like, we have a bill here for you. That's $700 that was never paid. What are you talking about? I ain't never had. Yeah, it was back in. It was back in 1994. I was 3 years old in
Right.
'94.
whole line of credit. But yeah, and so she hit him like, well, you got these X-rated magazines up in here. You trying to get on me about credit, and you want some bucks. You can't pay. Charles again. He's the slut rocker this season. That's the new slut rock.
Slut rock.
Charles. He's slut rock. He's slut rocking. Now, anything? I'm trying to think. I'm pulling up my notes. Okay, now the car service, old girl, she tells him, put some chocolates up in the car and whatnot. He pretty much takes care of business. And, Meech, he's just still doing his thing. He's still making this money. He's still expanding the territory. He's moving the drugs and whatnot. And so we see a lot that's going to come up for the next episode.
Yeah, and hopefully now that Lamar's awake, we get some more action in there because it ain't been a whole lot of action except the dude K9 did shoot the referee in the head. He popped him right in his head when he was like, I ain't giving you shit. And he just boom. So he got him right there. So
yeah, he has some Werthers in the car. He has some of that expensive chocolate that's in the little full wrapper.
First of all, I know y'all ain't clowning because Werthers are delicious.
Oh, they are.
Them little hard caramels are delicious.
You don't appreciate them until you get in your 50s.
Oh, that's so crazy because I remember when I was young, I'd be like, only old people like hard candy. I like the shit out of a hard candy right now. Hard caramel.
Be like sucking on that thing for life, like.
Be having them in my drawer at work and shit. Be little paper wrappers all over the place and shit.
I got them in the armrest in the car.
Coworkers be like, "Who got Werthers around here?" I don't say nothing because I don't want none of y'all touching my stuff.
She be like this.
I just act like I don't hear him and shit. I just keep typing. You ain't getting no my shit.
You ain't getting no Werthers. None. None.
I mean, we cool, but we ain't that cool. You know what I mean?
I know y'all, but I don't know y'all.
Go buy your own bag, which is crazy because every Christmas they put a dish of candy up, and it'd be Werthers in there. Sometimes I just be digging and taking all the Werthers.
Taking all the Werthers.
Get some of these Werthers.
I like the old butterscotch, the joints in the yellow wrapper. Them joints.
See, I used to like them, but they a little too old for me. That's old rugged crossed candy right there. That's
old rugged cross. They doing devotions at church with that candy in his pocket, old deacon.
Somebody said, "Is Lamar folks going to come back and work with him?" That's interesting. Because now that he's up, because number one, they showed loyalty to him, but they're scared of him. That's the biggest deal. So it's like Omar coming, Lamar come back. They might, but is Lamar going to turn fed? Because Lamar is there with the police, so Lamar might, turn fed on him or turn snitch, whatever term you want to use back.
Little snitchy. I mean, just like B. Mickey.
He'll be a rat,
little rat, little snitchy snitch. Whatnot. And so definitely this is the older crowd candy, and so we all into that.
Hey, I guess that's about it for these first two episodes. You got a new episode comes out Friday. We will be back to discuss this next Tuesday. Also, wait a minute, we forgot. You got any words of wisdom or anything you want to spread to the people?
On Sunday night, the city of Baltimore experienced a very cataclysmic episode. We love our football team, the Ravens, and a lot of us, I'm not going to mention any names, thought that we were going to lose the game. And, a lot of us diehards, we still stuck with the team. We thought that they could pull it out. And one of the sportscasts I listened to, podcast guy said, if this particular, I think he kind of predicted it. He said if they play Tyler Huntley, they're going to lose. And they did lose. And he said because of Tyler Huntley, and we lost because of Tyler Huntley. But I do want to say this to everyone. Breathe. Everybody going crazy. I'm not even turning on local radio right now. I'm going to give it at least a month before I turn on 105.7 The Fan, because they could have had Loretta Loretta Devine on this show is in the movie. We're gonna get to that later, y'all. But yeah, go outside, y'all. Breathe. Take it easy. I mean, everybody ready to trade Lamar. They hate Lamar. They love Lamar. They hate Harbaugh. They love Harbaugh. Everybody definitely wants to get rid of Greg Roman. But calm down. Go take a walk. Breathe. It's okay. It's okay. It was an all right season. I know we had high expectations, and it kind of almost ended like it did last year. And they got a lot of work to do. And so don't beat yourself up. It's okay. Next March, I mean this March, later on this year, we can, get feverish again. But for right now, breathe. Take it easy. It's okay. It's okay. It was a tough loss. We should have won that game, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. If ifs and biffs, if ifs and buts was candy and nuts, we all be having a party with some Werthers. And so take it easy at Baltimore.
I just want to say, for the well, you know what? I won't even rebut with the guy that predicted what would happen. I'll just wait till Saturday on the podcast and talk about that. Let
Mm-hmm.
me just say though, I tried to use
Yeah,
some reverse psychology, but clearly my Miss Cleo didn't work because they asses ain't pick up on the reverse psychology. They
they
still
heard
lost
you.
that
They
motherfucking
heard
game.
you.
Anyway, so real quick for me, tonight is the inauguration ball down at the Baltimore
Oh
Convention
yeah,
Center
yeah, yeah.
for
For old boy
for
Westmore,
Westmore,
Lion Westmore,
our new governor.
lying in them books, acting like he's
The
from Baltimore.
the only thing I will say is it'll be good after 8 years of having a governor that was great for Maryland, but did not care for Baltimore City. And I will say, in
Got the
my
sword in his
opinion,
butt for Baltimore.
because I know some people don't agree, but I will say, in my opinion, a lot of our opinions, it'll be good to have a governor that will actually pay attention to Baltimore City for a little while,
Yes, it
So
will be.
we'll see how it works out. It doesn't mean things will be better. It doesn't mean they'll be worse, but at least it's somebody that Baltimore City can talk to. Baltimore City can bring some problems to, and instead of chastising the city, he may actually try to help the city and see what can happen on the state level. And maybe nothing can, but it'll at least be good to have someone that hopefully will try to help the city. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get too political because this isn't a political broadcast. So anyway,
I agree with you. Yeah, yeah. Larry, he kept a turd in his butt for Baltimore. If something
big
happened in
one,
Baltimore, he just cock up the leg and let it out. And so, yeah,
a
it's good to
big
have
one.
somebody who's going to realize that Baltimore is the state's biggest city, and that you need to put some resources in. And so, I wish him
Exactly.
the best. I wish him the best, and hopefully, as the Democrats, they don't mess this up because they love to mess stuff up.
I will say that also, and I can agree with that. And I
Joe
am a
Biden.
Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat, but I will agree
Mhm.
with that. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for joining us again. We will be back next Tuesday to discuss this Friday's episode of BMF, which is episode number 3 of season 2. Also on Saturday, we will have our second sports podcast of the year, All Things Black presents Fanboys. And if you didn't know, we are the Fanboys. I didn't know if you knew or not, but make sure you listen, subscribe, rate, review the podcast. Make sure you come to the broadcast. If you got any ideas of what we want to do, I know people want us to get some movie and TV show reviews. We might be able to jump on and do some quick reviews, just some little quick ones, and let you know our opinions. Be
Don't
like
go
the
see
black
Avatar.
be like the black Siskel and Ebert, you know what I mean? Like they had in Hollywood Shuffle, sneaking in the movies. We'd be like, yeah,
Right.
I believe that shit, man. I
Right.
believe that.
Yo, when the guy jumped out, he looked just like the dude down the street. That's what made it so scary. I'm
So
gonna
we
tell you
might do
though,
something like that.
Avatar, I went to see it. If you got 4 hours out of your life that you want to give to James Cameron, you may not want to do it. I mean, it was probably 3 hours too long. But you know,
Damn.
if you got time, you can go ahead and waste your time.
I like to review the movies that you can find on Netflix and stuff like that because you can always cut them off and you don't feel like it's a waste
True.
of time. But when you're
Kaleidoscope
paying,
is good.
I need to see Kaleidoscope. We're going to
Kaleidoscope.
start Your Honor. If you haven't watched Your Honor, season 1 is already out, but season 2 just came out. So we're about to start that again. I might do a little review on that. But anyway, thank you all for joining us. We will leave you for this evening. As always, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. That guy right there is Garland. And we'll talk to you later. Have a good evening, everyone.
Peace.
Later, Garland.